Hello students, in my previous video I talked about sustainable development. In this video I will proceed from with the next paragraph. So let me continue. In the zoo at Lusaka, Zambia, there is a cage where the notice reads, "The world's most dangerous animal." Inside the cage there is no animal but a mirror where you see yourself. That means where your own image gets projected. Thanks to the efforts of a number of agencies in different countries, a new awareness or a new mass consciousness has now dawned upon the most dangerous animal in the world, and we are the most dangerous animal. And when our own image gets reflected on the mirror and the cage is empty, then we can actually presume in a very innovative way, yes, indeed, we are the world's most dangerous animal. He has realized, he means human beings in general, he has realized the wisdom of shifting. Shifting means a transition, a change. Shifting from a system based on domination to one based on alliance. Alliance, or we can say partnership. That means we can't dominate over nature. If we dominate over nature, then it will be a big threat not only for us but also for the coming generation. Now what we can do, we can form an alliance. We can form a partnership. In that way, we can be safe and we can be secure in this planet, green planet rather. Now I am moving on to the next paragraph. Scientists have cataloged, or we can say categorized, about 1.4 million living species with which mankind shares the earth. Estimates may vary widely as regards the still uncatalogued living species. Now, many species are there who are devoid of any biological nomenclature right now. There are many other species who lacks a proper identity. Their number is more than those who already have an identity. Biologists reckon that about 3 to 100 million other living species still languish, unnamed. Unnamed means their identity has not been discovered yet. Since their identity has not been discovered, they are in harrowing darkness, or rather to say, their existence are now in ignominious darkness. Their presence is already been discovered, but more research work is going on so that in the near future they might be getting a biological nomenclature, but at this moment they haven't, and their number far more exceed than the number of those living biological species having a proper biological identity or a nomenclature. Now I am moving on to the next paragraph. One of the early international commissions which dealt with the question of ecology and environment was the Branded Commission. Now this Branded Commission, BRANDT. Now this Branded Commission, this commission was set up with the primary cause, or its primary work is to preserve the environment, to look after the changes in the world of nature globally, and what are the aspects can be done in order to save the environment, and what are the aspects are to be looked after that is harming or deteriorating the environment. So let me continue. An Indian was at the head of this commission. His name was Mr. L.K. Jha. The first branded report raised the question, and here I quote, "Are we to leave our successors a scorched planet of advancing deserts, impoverished landscapes and ailing environment?" Now a question been thrown in one of the reports of the Branded Commission, that what are we to leave for our future generation? Will we leave for our future generation a scorched planet of advancing rugged deserts or rugged landscapes and an ailing environment, or we are to leave for them a clean and a peaceful green planet, what we are to live for them? It is a very rational, relevant question even now also, that how or and what environment are we going to leave for our future generation? Are we going to leave for them a place where deserts are advancing? Are we going to leave for them a landscape which is rugged? Or are we going to leave for them an ailing environment? What exactly are we going to leave for them? I am moving on to the next paragraph. Mr. Lester R. Brown. Now, he is an environmentalist. He has written a very famous book. The name of the book is The Global Economic Prospect. Now, in that book, he has divided the Earth's principal biological systems into 4 categories. Now, what are those categories? Number 1 is fisheries. Number 2 is forests. Number 3 is grasslands. And number 4 is croplands. And according to him, these 4 biological systems form the very foundation of the global economic system. Dear students, I am repeating which are the 4 things: fisheries, forests, grasslands and croplands. In addition to supplying our food, these 4 systems provide virtually all the raw materials for industry except minerals and petroleum derived synthesis. Except minerals and petroleum related products, except those 2, they provide the other raw materials that are required for life sustenance, that are required for safe, smooth functioning of livelihood. They provide everything except minerals and petroleum related products or petroleum derived synthesis. In large areas of the world, human claims on these systems are reaching an unsustainable level, but we are not paying any attention to it, because in the real world the demand is increasing more and more, and that is the reason it is reaching an unsustainable level beyond the limit or capacity. So let me continue. When this happens, fisheries collapse, and before that, if uncontrollable use, limitless use, if we use it in a very unlimited manner, then obviously the productivity gets paralyzed. There is a term, dear students, in your text, impaired. That means the productivity gets paralyzed. When this happens, fisheries collapse, forests disappear, grasslands are converted into barren wastelands, and croplands deteriorate. Now, when unsustainable level it reaches, then obviously the productivity gets collapsed or impaired, and side by side many things happens in the world of nature, one by one automatically, and that collapse happens in the world of nature in a very ruthless systematic manner. How? For fisheries collapse, forest it disappears, grasslands are converted into rugged or landscapes of barren wastelands, and croplands deteriorates. In a protein conscious and protein hungry world, overfishing is common every day. Overfishing, obviously if overfishing is done, then it affects the water ecosystem also, or ecosystem related with water gets affected also. Overfishing is common every day. In poor countries, local forests are being decimated. Decimated means they are cut off in order to procure firewood for cooking. Procure, Procure. In order to procure means in order to receive firewood for cooking. And Nani Palkhiwala, he was right actually, because the demand of firewood is very much excess. And there is a very famous line to end this paragraph, and that line is also very important for your questions in the exam. So let me come to that line. In some places, firewood has become so expensive that Here I quote, this line is very important. What goes under the pot now cost more than what goes inside it. That means what, by which ingredients you are cooking, the firewood, the fuel wood, those things are more expensive than actually the cooked materials. So I repeat the line, what goes under the pot now cost more than what goes inside it. Since the tropical forest is, in the words of Dr. Myers, the powerhouse of evolution, several species of life face extinction as a result of its destruction. Several species, they face extinction as a result of its destruction, because we are decimating, we are promoting deforestation or illegal decimation. Decimation means cutting of trees, and obviously it is the powerhouse of evolution, evolution, the tropical forest. Now if we cut down the tropical forest to a great extent, it will provide a threat to many living species, those species whose lives are dependent on tropical forest. That is the core concept of this line. I explain one more time to end this paragraph. Since the tropical forest is, in the words of Dr. Myers, the powerhouse of evolution, several species of life face extinction as a result of its destruction. Now, since we are cutting or decimating forest in a large way, obviously the environment is deteriorating, and those living species who are dependent on this forest, their life is also threatening. Their life also gets threatened. So we should check about this. So that's all in this video. In my next video, I will proceed with the next paragraph. Till then, dear students, you listen to this video along with the video that I already posted previously also regarding the introductory part and the chapter discussion, the initial stage of the chapter discussion related with this particular chapter. And if there is any doubt, any confusion, you can definitely ask me after listening to both the videos. Thank you, students. Thank you all.